Hi everyone, from me, Brent Graham. It's Thursday night, 9 o'clock. It's time for the Handicap Rugby Chat That Matters. Well, this promises to be one of the shortest shows we've had, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, there's not a lot of rugby on the go. We've obviously got the Currie Cup Final we want to discuss. We'll have a quick look at the Pro 14 and Gallagher Premiership, but not much in the way of team selections out there yet. And then we'll have cast our minds just ahead a little bit to have a look at the Six Nations outright betting, because, of course, next week the Six Nations gets going properly. So I'm going to tell you straight away that next week you must join us at 9 o'clock. We're going to have a big Six Nations show. We're going to preview all of the games, but we'll also have a look at the long-term markets and some long-term picks. I'll have a few guests in to discuss that with me. Anyways, hoping my Wi-Fi holds up tonight. It's been one of those weeks for me where my Wi-Fi, as you know, is bad most of the time, but I can tell you that this week was an absolute shambles as far as the Wi-Fi went. But let's hope it holds up. And someone else who's been battling is my guest on tonight's show, Henrik Swart. And I see he's just come into the studio now. And like me, he's also been battling quite a bit with the Wi-Fi. Henrik, I've got to do this first of all. I've got to unplug one thing. I don't know the sound won't work. How are you doing?
Brent, I'm well, thanks. You're breaking up. I'm struggling a bit to get used to it. You probably Wi-Fi issues as well. Yeah, my Wi-Fi was up and down the whole day and was going for about 3 hours now and 5 minutes before the show. Yeah, so it's it's even rains it pours.
Excellent. Well, welcome to all the guys who did join us live. I did have another guest who was coming in and fortunately pulled out. I can see the Wi-Fi. I think it's my Wi-Fi. Henrik is going to be playing absolute nightmares on me. So we'll keep this one short and sweet and get sort of straight stuck into the betting. Henrik, the first game up, of course, that we want to discuss is the Sharks. And where did I see the betting there? I was having a look at some bet. I see 6.5. Generally 6.5 available, but this was interesting, Henrik, because I priced this game at 5.5, so it's in the region of where I priced it. But when I know yourself and a lot of other guys saw the handicap, you said, not a chance. We've got to get on the Bulls.
Yeah, Brent, I'm not good at handicapping games. I've never been good at that. But I thought it would come at about 9.5. Even at 9.5, I would have been bullish on the Bulls. So yeah, at 6.5, and yeah, there's lots of 5.5 as well available with some bookmakers. I'm very confident on the Bulls. I just have to tell the punters I've got a pretty poor record in finals. So yeah, that's a concern. But I do like the Bulls. I think the Bulls will dominate up front. The Sharks will struggle in the scrums, in my opinion. And at the breakdown, I see the Bulls being dominant there as well. And then, I think the altitude might work against the Sharks a bit later in the game as well. The weather prediction looks like it's going to be wet, and apparently there has been a lot of rain in Pretoria this week. So that sometimes it's a bit of a leveler. But I think the wet conditions will again suit the Bulls, who I expect to dominate up front. I know you like the Sharks, but I'm firmly in the Bulls camp here.
Listen, well, we'll chat a little bit about the points. Unfortunately, we don't have points lines yet. But yeah, I looked at this, and as I say, I was actually hoping the handicap might drift out to somewhere like plus 9.5. I know there was plus 7.5 at Sunbet early in the week, and a couple of guys got on. I know Southpaw on the Good for the Game forum tipped that. And on that note, if you go down below, you've got a link to the Good for the Game forum, and also a link to our best bet. We'll try and make it 2 out of 2 to start the year with our best bet. We were, of course, on under 48.5 points in the Sharks game last week, which arrived quite comfortably. But Henrik, I tell you what, I wasn't impressed by the Bulls last week. I thought the Lions were perhaps a little bit unlucky to lose. I was, of course, on the Bulls minus 8.5. So I had the heartbreak of the last-minute Lions try, if I could say, robbing me with what I was hoping would be a win there. And I just haven't been that impressed with him. Even Mornay Steyn, people talking about him controlling the game. For me, he's looking a little bit past his best. He's missing more kicks than he used to. And I think the Sharks are big runners here, although I'm not convinced I'm going to be sort of flying in at the plus 6.5. In fact, I might put an Oracle here and rather just back them on the board. I'm sure I can probably get, probably somewhere around 17 to 10. I'll have a quick look now.
Yeah, probably around there. Yeah, the thing is for me, the Sharks, they played against Western Province in the semi-final, and I think Western Province, the score the Sharks won by flatters them, in my opinion, because Western Province, they were very poor. I hear you on the Bulls, but the Lions, they've been impressive this season as well. So, yeah, I got lucky with that last try, and it was a heartbreak for you, but I was on over 36 points. And I was over 19.5 Lions points as well. So it was a great ending for me. Exactly opposite of yours. Normally, this goes against me. Well, like it went against you. So it's nice to catch one of those once in a while.
Let's touch on the points at the moment. We obviously don't have a points line to talk about there at the moment. But if I had to predict, I would say they're going to come out at about 47.5 here for this game. They came out 46.5 last week for the game against the Lions. Overs back has somehow collected. I mean, at halftime you thought you were in big trouble, but you collected with that last-minute try if you went high at 46.5. Henrik, what are your thoughts if I had to tell you the line would be about 46.5, 47.5?
Yeah, with the rain I'll definitely look at unders then. But I think the smart play here would be unders on total tries. Jordan... from Son of a Punt, he on the both cases last week on the tries, he collected at Newlands and he was unlucky in the Bulls game. But I think the smart bet here on the points will be unders on tries. If you can get 4.5 tries, that'd be great. But with the rain might be late. But yeah, under 46 and 47.5 points, I'll definitely take unders.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about unders on tries, and I guess that means, like me, you're expecting plenty of penalties in this game. I mean, you got Currie and Bosch. You can hit them over from 60 meters at sea level now. So, I mean, the Bulls are going to have to be very careful about conceding any penalties to him. And then, of course, Mornay Steyn, I might say he's not what he was, but he's still a bloody good kicker for posts. And I imagine that, in fact, I mean, I really think this is going to be a tight game between potentially two of the best defenders around. I mean, the Sharks have been a bit erratic this season. But when they put their minds to it, I was incredibly impressed with them at the breakdown last week. I thought as a Dylan Richardson, I thought had an absolute blinder for the Sharks. And I'm expecting an incredible contest at the breakdown, plenty of penalties, and not a lot of tries as well. And I reckon the penalty line will probably be about 6.5. Would you be thinking we might get more than 6.5 penalties in this?
Yeah, definitely overs on penalties and 6.5. I can see both teams easily getting at least 4 penalties each. So yeah, that's if we get that line, it's probably only be WSB locally pricing that up. That'd be a great play, I think.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good one as well. I know last week, I think it was in the Stormers game or one of the games, it was 5.5, but the price was a little bit short at 5 to 10. Emil just coming in with a comment from the live chat there. Welcome, Emil. Is unders not under threat with the Bulls opting for lineouts instead of goal kicks? Reckon they might back their dominant rolling more. Henrik, I don't know what you think of that. My feeling is that in a final, their first choice will be to go for the kick. And they'll only start backing their maul if they potentially get a bit ahead. What do you think? Or they are chasing the game?
No, I think they will take the 3-pointers. Yeah, they have. Gone for the corner a few times. You guys that agree with? If you, sorry, am I breaking up?
You are to me, but I think you probably find to everyone else. I think it's my side.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm of the opinion that if you're on unders, you want guys kicking at the corner. You don't want the 3 points that kicks to the corner. It doesn't end up in a try. So I'm actually Emil. Actually, I think if you like I said, if you're on unders, you want them kicking to the corner. You don't want them to kick to the 3 points because those 3 points accumulate all the time and that kills the unders.
That's because, I mean, let's face it, when they kick to the corner, invariably what happens, I mean, occasionally a team will score a try straight away. But invariably what happens is you'll have 2 or 3 penalties there. Team will come on a warning. You know, sometimes it does end up in a try. Obviously good for overs back as that. But quite often there'll be something else that'll happen and there'll be an infringement and they actually won't score from that move. And whereas as you say, they've taken the 3 points, they've kicked the 3, they're already back. And one of the teams is on the attack looking for more points already. So totally agree with you there. I think we'll both be looking at unders tries in that game. Yeah, we're probably going to be on separate sides of the fence when it comes to the actual result. I am looking for the Sharks here. I'm not going to lie, I'm worried. I know a lot of guys, I mean, when the likes of yourself and Jordan a few of the other guys, are quite bullish on the Bulls. I'm certainly worried, but I was pleased to see, I think it was Thoughts on Sports, to sort of changed his mind a bit, and he was hoping for a bit of a big Sharks handicap there. But yeah, a little bit nervous on that one, Hendrik, but I think it's going to be a good game, and certainly we'll be chatting further on the weekend about that. We'll have a look at Heinz. I'm sure he'll write a column, if it's not up already, on Good for the Game for Olymp, with a couple of try scorer specials there. And let's just hope we're in for a good game. And I think that the Sharks are going to try and play a fast-paced game against the Bulls. And as you say, the rain might actually suit the Bulls in. But if I look at the Sharks, I think they're going to try and play a game of lots of offloads and stuff against the Bulls. The Bulls, I think, are going to do what they did last week and try and slow everything down like they did against the Lions. And yeah, we'll see which style comes out on top there. From your point of view, if you had to advise the punters, I mean, for a real serious involvement, you're waiting for that tries line, eh?
I think the best one would be the tries. If you can get 4.5 total tries, the unders, I think that's a great bet. I like the Bulls on the minus. The defense has been impressive. The Lions play a fast game, and on attack they're normally quite good, and they struggle to break down the Bulls defense. So I like the Bulls on the minus, the minus 5.5. I think that's a great bet. But if you can get under 4.5 tries, that's an even better bet.
Excellent. Well, Hendrik, before I say goodbye to you, because tonight is going to be a short show for technical reasons, as well as the fact that one of my guests had to pull out quite late. But if we have to have a look at the Six Nations, have you got involved in any long-term bets? I know a few of the other guys have had a look, and I've done a lot of reading. Well, I've started doing reading. I'm planning to do a lot of reading on the weekend. People saying England have got the depth, and I see they're 5-4 favourites to win the tournament. France 9-4, Ireland 4-1, and Wales 12-1. Have you done anything yet on the Six Nations? And if not, are you planning to get involved over the next week?
Brent, I haven't got money down yet. This one has crept up on me, but I didn't realize. England, they're missing both their starting preparation hasn't been ideal. Eddie Jones and Matthew Bradford in isolation because of COVID. France, I see second favourites. France, it's not sure whether the games are going to get played on time. I saw this afternoon because they're definitely going to play the first game against Italy, but the French government has said that they need to see the UK countries. But yeah, France, it doesn't look like their preparation is all there as well, because there's quarantine issues and all that. I like a bit of Ireland here. I think they're 4-1 or 5-1 thereabouts. You can just maybe check the price. But they have 3 away games, 2 home games, but they're 2 England and France. So the away games is Wales first, and then and Scotland the other away games. So at that price, I think there's a bit of value on Ireland. The French, they're playing great rugby, but I'm a bit unsure at England and France's price. I'm not going to back those long term. So I want to ask you guys. Neil, Thoughts on Sports. He said he likes the no Grand Slam. I think it was no Grand Slam at about 9 to 10. He likes that, and a few guys agreed with that, and I think that's a good runner as well. I think it will be a tight Six Nations this year.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with him there. I think the 9 to 10. I think he was going about that. Just having a look, we've got a lot of other markets here. Top point scorer, we've got Owen Farrell, 13-8 favourite. Dan Bigger, 4-1. I'm not going to go into detail on these markets. We'll have plenty of time to study up. But next week, we'll have a bumper Six Nations show. We'll have a couple of guests on, and we'll talk long-term Six Nations as well as week 1 as well. Anything else on the weekend that stands out for you, Hendrik? I must say, before you say anything, last week I actually tipped a soccer winner on the show for the Thursday night kickoff, and it was Liverpool's game, and I said Liverpool over 17.5 shots last week, even money at Sunbet, and it actually arrived. I've got quite a few messages after the show saying, well called. Well, I must first of all tell you it was Southpaw's call, not mine. But if you are interested, and I haven't decided whether to get involved yet, Liverpool shots over 15.5 against Tottenham tonight. I was hoping for closer to 13.5, and I think the line opened 14.5. So not sure I'll get involved. But anything else for you on the weekend before we say cheers?
I'm going fishing this weekend, Brent, so I won't be that involved. It's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, it's of course on Saturday, it's Sun Met or the Cape Met. They haven't got a sponsor this year. I'm not that big into the horses, but I'm sure a lot of the punters will be excited about that. So yeah, but I'll get in Currie Cup final game from a betting perspective.
Excellent, Henrik. Yeah, I'll be getting involved in the Sun Met, and Southpaw is actually put up a Sun Met preview on the Good for the Game website, which I haven't read yet. So you can click through to goodforthegame.co to read that. And yeah, as I say, if you're new to watching the show, go down to the bottom, hit the link to get our newsletter, see if we can make it 2 from 2 winners tomorrow. But Henrik, look, what I want to do to tell the people who are watching live, I'm not going to spend too much longer. I'm going to go through some of the betting on the Pro 14 and just mention 1 or 2 moves that I've seen. But I know from your side, you, I think, are chowing into your phone data at the moment. Your Wi-Fi packed up totally. So I'm going to say cheers to you and have a good weekend. And I hope you win your unders on the tries. But I'm not as hopeful that you win your handicap bet on the weekend.
Thanks, Brent. Yeah, sorry about all the technical problems. Hopefully next week will be better. I'm looking forward to that Six Nations slotting. All of the best for you for the weekend. Yeah, we will have to see the final correct from the handicap point of view. Thanks for me being on the show again.
Brilliant having you on as always, Henrik. Thanks very much. And what we'll do now is just run through some of the betting. I'm going to also talk about something I want to get going again, which I haven't done for a long time. And I'm going to bring up it's an overseas site, so be careful if you're in South Africa about opening an account. You'd have to go about it the right way, so to speak. But this is a spread betting site. But before I get into that, just to run through some of the handicaps on the weekend, I think the one that catches the eye here in the Gallagher Premiership is Bristol minus 10.5 against Bath. And I say that because I saw Son of a Punt on Twitter. He was tipping, he got early doors, he got plus 14.5. I think it was at Super Bets. It shortened quite quickly, I think, and I'm just going to pop to Sunbet now quickly. In fact, I won't share the screen with you there because I've made the font a bit small. But Sunbet have got 12.5. So I think plus 12.5 Bath might be quite a good thing there. I just wanted to go down to have a look what Pro 14 games we've got this weekend. We've got the Sharks. You'll see there, they're the Bulls Sharks. They got 5.5. And if we have a look at the early Six Nations handicaps, I just want to see if they've got Pro 14. We've got Montpellier plus, that's top 14. Where's the Pro 14? No, they haven't actually even got it priced up yet. I did see a couple of games priced up at Sunbet. So, guys, sorry about the short show tonight, but yeah, as I say, technical issues. I can tell you that Good for the Game are looking to appoint someone on the social media front, but also on the technical front over the next few days. I'm hoping things will start improving, and certainly looking forward to a big show next weekend for the Six Nations. We'll try and maybe get a giveaway or 2 from the bookmakers as well. But thanks to those who did join us live tonight. I am probably going to have a little nibble on Liverpool over 15.5 shots at goal. What's my best bet? Well, you'll have to sign up for the newsletter to see that tomorrow, but no doubt about it, it will be on the Currie Cup. Thanks, everyone, for watching, and join us next week for the big Six Nations show at 9, and have a cracking punting weekend.